Warning: the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
What the fuck's up, everyone? It's episode 22 of See It Podcast. One of your hosts, Andrew Ormsby, drinking, as always, my Johnny Walker Black Label. Joining me this week, we have...
Austin Fairbairn drinking nothing because... Also joining us is...
Kelsey Fairbairn, his wife.
Hey! Woo! First woman on the podcast. How does it feel?
We'll see.
And I'm Zach Chadwick drinking the sweet old Keystone Light.
Beautiful, beautiful, classy, and cheap.
Keep it smooth.
All right, so let's kick it off with See It or Skip It this week. Anybody see anything good?
Shut up.
No.
I don't know. How about you,
Talk
Andrew?
about how you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's so good! Yeah, I went and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a little hesitant, believe it or not. I've been talking it up, but then I looked into it. It's directed and written by James Gunn. He's the man who was responsible for movie 43. I don't know
God, I saw that movie.
Not the best.
Not the best.
This movie, written and directed by him, so I actually went to a 2:30 show. If you guys have never been to an early afternoon show, I don't know why I haven't gone, and it's taken me this long. They're amazing. It could be a big movie like this, and there'll only be like 4 people in the theater.
Yeah, it's the best
Really?
part.
Oh,
Part of it.
sit anywhere you want. Get there 5 minutes before the movie. This movie stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Vin Diesel, Dave Bautista, and Bradley Cooper. It also has, like John C. Reilly and a few other little here and there cast members. Chemistry between everybody in this movie is like perfect. It's extraordinary. I loved it. Easily the funniest of Marvel's movies.
Yeah.
Everyone kept saying that this film is not going to be taking itself too seriously. Even I was guilty of saying that. It had that look to it. Surprisingly, though, it had a very serious feel to it. But the icing on the top was just the humor that everybody brought to it. And believe it, I cannot pick a favorite character.
Really?
Yeah, I really can't. Between all of them.
I mean, that's a sign of a good ensemble cast.
Yeah, they all had their equal great qualities. Groot. Oh, Groot was hilarious. He had, all he can say is, "I am Groot."
Speaking of Groot, did you see the video of Vin Diesel doing Groot? I am Groot in 6 different languages.
Yeah, for the movie, he just, I am Groot. Yeah, Groot was lovable. He was great. Drax, even the guy, Dave Bautista, he comes from this culture that doesn't understand sarcasm or metaphors, so everything to them is very literal. So just the way he reacts to stuff like that is just great. Bradley Cooper was a smart ass and a badass at the same time. You left him. Chris Pratt was, Chris Pratt. You get that. And Zoe Saldana's hot and she could kick ass. So
you said it was the funniest Marvel movie. Is it the best one you've seen?
No.
Avengers
is still, but this is number 2.
All right.
And that's including like all the Fox and all that shit too.
I really hate you because I want to see it.
Another thing I liked is Chris Pratt. This is like a minor spoiler. So Chris Pratt was taken from. It's like the first 2 minutes of the movie. You'll see it.
I'm just kidding.
Chris Pratt was taken from Earth. I think we all see that in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was taken back in 1988. So all of his Earth references are these like snarky, comeback, witty, nostalgic 1980s references. And that's great. I do have some cons about the movie, believe it or not. The fight scenes, nothing groundbreaking. They're great. It's just you've seen them in other Marvel movies before. You never really, to me anyway, you never really understand why Ronan is the villain. Like they just throw him out there like, oh, over there, that's Ronan. He's gonna blow shit up.
You just have to accept that he's evil, and there's
there's
no motivation behind his.
Who plays Ronan?
He's the guy from The Hobbit. He's Legolas's dad.
Oh, Lee Pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot his name.
So many obscure things, but then like miss the main, like the big ones sometimes. But then like really obscure things, like who Legolas's dad was in The Hobbit.
Sorry, I'm a walking encyclopedia of useless knowledge.
So this movie is a see it for sure.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'm already going to assume that you were correct.
I am not gonna lie though. I have not decided if it's movie of the year for me yet, though.
What are your other potentials right now? I mean, I know yours and definitely mine would already be X-Men, Days of Future Past, but what about for you?
Mine's still number 1 is Godzilla still.
Okay.
But I guess I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
For now, like I've seen Godzilla, I don't know how many times now, but I've only seen this one once. So upon a second viewing, even people have already seen it a second time, and they all say that it's even better the second time. So
I feel like
we'll see.
especially with a lot of those like comedic movies, like a second view is usually hilarious because you catch those little inside jokes you missed the first time
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
Going in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I have to wait, and then I'll go see Ninja Turtles the day after.
Yeah, we'll let you do as, or I'll let
That's fine.
you. You guys can.
I
go
don't
see
care.
it.
It'll probably be terrible.
Probably. All right. So yes, see it. Get on it. Do it. Now I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Chadwick. He's going to run you through the Speaking of News segment this week.
The perfect segue. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, it according to Fandango broke the record by a wide margin for the biggest pre-order ticket sales in history. Holy shit.
All right.
That's what I have. Like,
I mean, we all kind of
It's still-
expected that, didn't we?
it still blows my mind that this movie is that huge, considering it's a unheard of property for people outside of comic books. I just didn't ever imagine something would be that great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they even talked. I mean, you're talking about how there was no one there during the day on Thursday when you went and saw it, or was it Friday? I guess you saw it.
I saw it yesterday. Yeah, Friday.
Friday. On Thursday, the day it like kind of came out, or first like they had like later shows, but I think the release date was Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
They had
but
Thursday,
real
7
quick,
o'clock
They had
viewings.
Thursday show.
Real
Yes.
quick, I want to talk about that. Kind of off topic. Have you noticed that for movies they stopped doing midnight premieres and they started doing like
A 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock premiere
Yeah.
or a
That's
10 o'clock
awesome.
premiere?
I love
I like
that.
it a lot more. But why don't you just call the
The
release?
release date.
Yeah.
Maybe the first showing at 7. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I got no answer to that. Shit.
I don't know. My point being though is it made almost $12 million that Thursday, not even Friday when
Yeah.
it actually came out, but on Thursday.
It's going to make so
Yeah.
much money.
I'm gonna predict. Are we doing just U.S. income or global?
I'll say in the U.S. it'll make between 65 and 80 million this week.
I was gonna. This
week-
weekend.
This
Yeah.
weekend.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna make 300 worldwide.
Oh, that's probably right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was thinking somewhere between 200 and 300.
Okay. So.
The studio has got to be loving this.
Yeah, obviously, because I don't know about what they have lined up for the upcoming year. Oh, one more thing about Guardians of the Galaxy. You know how every Marvel movie has something after the credits?
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything, and I hope this doesn't ruin it for people, but I hope what was shown after the credits was a gimmick and not a lead into another Marvel's movie
Really, something you're not interested in at all.
at all.
I haven't seen it. I
Is
know
it Ant-Man
nothing about
It is not Ant-Man.
Okay.
All right.
it. All right.
So going back to news.
Speaking of studios, Lionsgate has announced that they are suing the 10 unnamed internet pirates for a leaked, very high quality copy of the Expendables 3 that came out before, like, I don't know what, a month? Is it even out right now?
August 15th is when it comes to theaters.
It's not even out. I
Those
always,
assholes.
I always take this stuff with a grain of salt because I'm like, okay, that's just a studio freaking out over nothing. But I actually went and looked to see how easy it was to find, and it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah. It is everywhere.
According to
I'm
them,
surprised it's not on YouTube yet.
It's got 2 million downloads.
Yeah.
That's insane. They've got to be just going nuts over this.
Oh yeah, the same thing happened with X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. Do you remember that? It came
No.
out 2 weeks before it came out in theaters.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Well,
I
that
mean-
movie actually sucked, so it didn't really
Doesn't
matter.
really matter, but yeah. I mean, everyone kind of knows what to expect from this movie, but I mean, still, Lionsgate sunk a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they have every legal recourse to do what they're doing. So
I was talking about this with my wife last night, actually, and I see this as a bigger problem for movies than TV. Because, you know, with movies, I think they rely way more on ticket sales, whereas with TV, you know, a lot of networks are taking the HBO approach, where they just take it as a compliment and see it as translating to DVD and merchandising sales.
you know, because most of the time you don't have to buy like a TV station or a TV show individually. It comes in a package with everything else.
Right.
So the only thing it might hurt is their ratings, but that only has sort of an indirect effect on the show. As you know, as far as like multiple seasons getting picked back up, so yeah, it's definitely less of an issue for
Because
TV
I see
than
with
movies.
movies, people do this, like they download, like 2 million people have downloaded Expendables 3. They'll watch it, but they'll never buy the DVD.
Yeah.
Or the Blu-ray, whatever. I just don't. I see it as a bigger problem for movies.
Definitely, that definitely has more of a monetary effect on a studio like that for a big budget movie than it does something else.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Real fast before we move on, I got the numbers. It was 38 million. It's already made.
Jesus.
Guardians of the
Guardians,
Galaxy?
and by the end of the weekend, they're projected 92 million
fuck, that is huge.
in the opening weekend.
I don't think
domestically.
Did X-Men have a $92 million opening weekend?
I don't think. I think it was
Oh man,
Still haven't seen
mid
it.
to high 60s. I think.
god damn it!
Yeah, I'll
Get out
probably
of
get
here
on
right
it.
now. No, I'm just
Did I go
kidding.
see Bradley Cooper as a raccoon?
And that is her first contribution to this podcast. I would go see Bradley Cooper as a raccoon.
That's funny.
It's possible. Okay, looking back on it now, no, I don't know. I wanted to say that Bradley Cooper kind of steals the movie, but everybody else was so good. So,
I
don't know.
I want to say it because I think Chris Pratt.
like I said, the
awesome.
chemistry between everybody's perfect, where everybody just complements each other. So
Yeah.
it works out perfect.
All right. Well, speaking of conflict, the Big Bang Theory production is halted due to contract negotiations. This really sucks because I love that show.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out like September 5th or something like that, and they haven't
Yeah.
even filmed the first episode yet because Jim Parson, all those guys pretty much have not renewed their contracts yet for the new season.
Which blows my mind. It's the highest rated sitcom on TV. Why wouldn't they have this done already?
It's set up like they've already confirmed 3 more seasons after this one here.
So why would they not have contracts already written? That's ridiculous.
Well, they had the contracts expired at the end of the airing of the last episode of last season,
okay,
and
so
they
when
just
was
have
that?
Well, it's
last year.
it's just a question of probably the amount of money they're asking for.
They're
and
asking
this-
for a lot
and they're
of money.
not, and the studio not wanting to fork
Okay,
it over.
if they're gonna give Charlie Sheen $1+ million per episode, how the hell can they not get this done? I don't understand.
Because Big Bang Theory is still the #1 comedy on TV, isn't it?
Most likely,
It is, but when Charlie Sheen was on 2.5 Men,
It was.
it was the #1 comedy on TV.
yeah.
So if you have 3 seasons already announced, why would you not have this taken care of?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Whatever.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You guys have seen, or at least have you seen the last season of Entourage?
No.
no, but I'm
I
slowly
watched the
easing
first 2
myself into
seasons.
that series. I really like it.
Through a few episodes, in the last season,
Oh, that
the guy that plays Leonard in Big Bang
what's
Theory
it?
Oh, really?
is on it. Yeah, and he plays
That's
a complete asshole. Like he's supposed to be like this really nice guy, like he's on the show, but he's a complete douche.
That's awesome.
It's gonna drive me crazy if I can't think of the guy's name. John Kalecki, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
John Kalecki.
Every time I watch, we get Big Bang Theory recorded on our DVR, and every time I watch an episode with him and the girl scientist that hates Sheldon,
No,
the one that's from Roseanne, it freaks me out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because they
Yeah,
were
she was
married,
on like
I
The
think, on
View
that
or
show.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Let's Talk or whatever. There's like 5 million of those shows. Oh, she's on The View? Okay, well, I don't watch The View. Anyway.
I like all the episodes that have Bob Newhart in it. Those are,
Wasn't he Professor Proton?
yeah, he was Professor Proton.
I love that episode.
He's in a couple of them as Professor Proton.
I've only seen one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the one where
Is it the one where he gets into a fight with Bill Nye the Science Guy?
no, but I want to see that.
It was a pretty good.
It's where they find out they can hire him as like for a birthday party.
That was the very first time he was ever
so
on
they
the
hired
show.
him, and then he gets sick, and later he says Sheldon could be Professor Proton for him.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Okay, anyway.
Okay,
Um,
Flacco, you're so hot.
Who?
The
main-
blonde.
Yeah.
From the Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
I heard a rumor that she's actually Captain Kirk's daughter in real life.
You're talking
The
William
Kirk-
Shatner.
Shatner's daughter, yeah.
Well, I know I know
don't
she is in the commercials, the
think
Capital One
that's
commercials,
true.
or no,
No
it's
way.
Expedia commercials, or
No, it's
Yes, Kirk.
Hotwire.
Hotwire,
Hotwire
yeah.
or Priceline. Priceline.
Priceline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Priceline negotiator.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't. That isn't right. That's weird. If it is, that's like I don't remember. Anyway,
I never looked into it, so it's probably just the commercials in.
damn it.
That pisses me off because I just said that over
I
the
actually,
air.
I actually
Now I
think
look
Bernadette's a more likable character than Penny.
yeah. No, I see that. Yeah, that's probably just some rumor, and there's probably some really creepy fan fiction about William Shatner and his fake daughter.
You know what?
We didn't need to say that.
We're going way off. I read some fan fiction stories, like Crack.com.
50 Shades of Grey?
Crack.com, thank you for
Okay.
this. Crack.com wrote a thing that said the 5 weirdest Game of Thrones fan fiction stories.
I read those.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the one with
The one
Jon
with Jon
Snow
and Arya.
Yeah, that
like,
one's messed up.
Welcome to the internet, gentlemen.
Can't even put it into words.
Okay, actually, the one with the dire wolves, that one was pretty fucking weird too. You can just guess. They're all sexually explicit, so you can just guess what happens to dire wolves. And
I don't even.
Fan fiction.
I don't know. I don't know.
If you can segue out of that, go for it.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, there's tons of Game of Thrones casting news. They pretty much announced the entire cast for season 5, new characters at Comic-Con. Since we didn't talk about it last week, carryover Comic-Con news. They got the one person I've wanted for the character that I've been wanting for years, and I can't believe it. They
Speaking
actually
of
did
Star
it.
Trek,
Yeah, Alexander Siddig is going to play Doran Martell, and they casted 3 of Oberyn's daughters, and the guy who plays Keira Knightley's dad in Pirates of the Caribbean
oh yeah,
is a character, and a lot of fans are going nuts because they completely cut out one of the main characters, the girl Ariane. There's just fans that's going nuts. It's really stupid. It's a fucking TV show.
oh, please tell me you've seen the not funny, it's kind of sad, the girl who played Princess.
That's really sad. If that is really how it happened,
I saw
D&D are some douchebags.
what
Okay,
happened.
the girl who played the
Marcella.
Princess Marcella, you know,
In season 2, she gets sent to
Cersei's-
Dorne.
Yeah.
So she's been having vines for vines
For
for
years.
for
Yeah.
years now about how every single time one of her brothers dies off, she'll post a vine saying soon it's going to be her.
Yeah.
Well, they just fired her, and then they cast another girl
Recast
to play the girl. So she's posting vines now of this homeless princess on the street with a sign saying "Princess for hire." And
The bad part about it is that apparently they didn't tell her
No.
until after
they did
they
it.
announced this new girl as her part. She
Wow.
was under the impression she was coming back.
Just that she not look the part anymore since it's been so many years. Or
No, she wanted it.
No, she wanted it.
She thought she was
She
it.
thought she was in
no,
it.
no, I'm saying why did they recast her? Did she just not look right?
They
for
were
the part
wanting an
anymore, or-
older girl.
Yeah.
Probably, but still, I mean, you would think professionalism, they would just tell her,
Yeah.
yo, you're not coming back. Still, though, that's really dumb. I don't understand it. I don't
Yeah.
really care. I mean, you probably won't even notice it, but it's whatevs. Okay, so Bruce Campbell has signed to star in the Evil Dead TV series. Why?
Why not?
No, why is it a TV show?
Well, that I don't know, but Bruce Campbell and
I just
Evil
don't-
Dead, it makes sense because the guy's
Army of
rich as
Darkness
shit.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
Love that movie. It really is one of my favorites, but I just don't understand why it's a TV show now. I don't get it.
Is Sam Raimi directing
Yes,
or producing
actually, he is.
it? Okay. Well, with him at the helm, and you have Bruce Campbell back, so I don't know. I'll give it a go. I'm an original fan, so
Just don't.
or not an original fan, but
don't
first I
understand.
saw it when I was young. So what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't. Are they just hurting for original content? Is this bleeding into TV now?
Hollywood,
know.
we talked about this a couple weeks ago that Hollywood goes in cycles. They'll come out with new content and then they'll remake old content. Then they'll come out with new content. We're just
It
in
just
the remake
sucks,
phase
man.
right now.
I want to see some original stuff.
We'll give it 5 years and it'll be here.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. Speaking of odd TV happenings, Leah Michele, Glee star, has signed to star in the Sons of Anarchy's final season.
Oh yeah.
As who?
They haven't said. My first thought was, what the fuck?
I hope she's dressed up in black leather and it's like a biker chick.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be hilarious. I mean, it'd be horrible
Now,
casting, but
Yeah,
Is-
that's
I can't remember. Is this the main girl? Not the one that...
yeah, it's the dark-headed one, the one that's like the goody two-shoes girl.
The one that, who was boyfriends with the guy that had a heroin overdose?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In real life. Wasn't she...
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm up on news. Come on. No. But I don't...
Breaking news: Zach is a Gleek.
it's a really weird casting choice. I don't get it. She's got to be playing the daughter of one of the guys in the club.
Something
That
like
has
that.
to be it. It can't be anything else.
yeah. I don't see how she could be in Sons
No.
of Anarchy.
No,
Just
she's
at her,
probably
it does-
going to end up doing Charlie Hunnam. That's
Yeah, she's gonna be
I'm
a
saying
goody
that
two
right now.
shoes. that gets wooed by a biker, and they try and turn
Maybe she
her
gets
to
killed.
the dark side, and then she gets killed.
Yep.
Have you seen the?
She's going to make it halfway through the season.
Have you seen the teasers for the final season yet?
Nope.
They look like, I don't know, like he's gonna be out and crazy shit's gonna happen like always. But
Yeah, I still haven't finished last season, so
Yeah,
I should
I'm
probably
pretty-
get on
I'm
that.
pretty behind on it.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, let's go to this weird. Speaking of more weird things, Jamie Foxx has signed to star as Mike Tyson in a new biographic movie. Apparently, what?
He's going to have to get big as shit.
It's gonna be the biggest shit. He's gonna have to start talking funny.
Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is already ripped.
No, he's not Mike Tyson
Well,
ripped.
he's not Mike Tyson ripped, but does Mike Tyson have like a super interesting life story?
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
I don't know anything about.
He had,
the
he had a
guy.
Showtime documentary
Yeah.
that was pretty.
He went through, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Right.
And then he went on to have like the biggest, and then he bit the dude's ear off.
Yeah, I was actually watching that fight when it happened. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
And then after that, he went down hard, down like drugs
Right.
and alcohol, like worse than like Jagger, and then like he went bad, and now
Huh.
he's come back.
Didn't he at one point in time go bankrupt?
Yeah,
And then, but has now obviously made a lot more money
I was
back. But
I was listening to ESPN one day, and they were talking about this guy who wrote a book about the history of the LA Lakers, and this was in the late '80s. He was talking about he was coming in for a meeting with Jerry Buss or something,
yeah,
and he was apparently like back then it was just crazy, all kinds of like drugs, rock and roll shit going on. And he said he turned into the wrong room and opened the door, and Mike Tyson's just having sex with some girl on the desk. And he looks back at the guy and says, "Give me just a minute." So I can't take Mike Tyson seriously anymore. Not that I ever did.
yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know. I mean, I would take him seriously if he was standing in front of me, but on a professional level, yeah, there's not a whole lot of.
okay. Speaking of going bankrupt, this story is like 4 years old, but I never knew about it until somebody talked about it at Comic-Con. I figured out the reason why Nick Cage has been doing so many movies.
Oh yeah, he has no money.
Because he has no money.
You know why he has no money?
Because he tried to buy an island.
No,
That's one of the things.
because he bought a comic book that he couldn't afford, and he went bankrupt.
What did he buy that he couldn't afford?
Action Comics #1.
Is that Superman #1?
Yeah,
I thought that was-
$2.5 million.
How can he not afford $2.5 million?
Well, I guess he like bought a crap ton of stuff, and then that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well,
And then he
you know,
went bankrupt because of that.
At least
And
he's
then I
got
think it
Action
got
Comics
stolen
#1.
after that too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, it probably got stolen, so we get the insurance money for it.
that's
Hey, so yeah, my lovely wife here just pulling shit up on the internet. A picture of Leah Michelle on the cast of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah,
She looks like a waitress.
Yep, she's somebody's daughter.
there you go.
So there
Boom.
you go. Breaking news.
Love
Good
that.
call. Good job, Kelsey.
You need
Go
to
me.
go me.
5 words on the podcast so far. Hello, you're welcome, and go me.
Don't forget the Bradley Cooper's a raccoon.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we're getting up there now. You're becoming an original member.
Speaking of more, I have no segue for
Yeah,
this.
come on.
It's related to movies because it's related to Hunger Games. They've announced that Lord is going to curate the entire soundtrack.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm kind of excited. I might buy the soundtrack.
I'm not a fan of Lord,
I really
really.
like her. She's awesome.
Like
I think
I can
that's
listen
her
to her
musical-
song once or twice, but after that it just becomes annoying.
I think her music and her style will be fitting for this movie, though. I think it's probably a smart choice.
she did
If
that
you're
Tears for Fears remake for Catching Fire, and it was awesome.
Okay, here's the thing with that Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It was cool the first couple times I heard it, but then it was in everything. It was in
Yeah.
that Dracula.
It was in the
It was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
And then it was on the radio every other song.
that's fine. I still think she's awesome.
It was with you. We were in the car last week heading to the hospital where we were listening to the radio and it was that annoying ass song. So we changed the radio station to another station.
Oh, it was the Black Eyed Peas. Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Yeah.
Swear to God. And they were like synced because I tuned into one, you couldn't tell I changed station.
I've done that before. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, we can't escape it.
It was awesome because he hates I don't like the Black Eyed Peas, but he hates them more than I do.
Yeah. I thought it was just high on the drugs that they gave me, but nope, it was real.
So since we've just completely abandoned segues, I can just go into my little news thing.
Yeah, I got 2 more after that, and then we're good.
All right. Again, this isn't really news, but
Is this the one that you've been teasing with?
with you?
Oh, I want to
Okay.
hear
the
it.
Kristen Stewart
Yes.
thing. All right. Have you guys heard of the movie? It's coming out in wide release next year, 2015, called Equals.
I've heard of it. I don't have no.
It sounds familiar,
idea
but
what
I
it's
know
about.
nothing about it.
All right.
offhand.
Well, they were talking about it because of some other bullshit, some interview she did. But
is she in it?
yeah, she's in it. She's the main girl in it.
Okay, cool.
Tell me this is not the best casting for a movie ever. Starring Kristen Stewart. The basis of this movie, the synopsis is a utopia world, a post-apocalyptic world, different society like we've seen so lately.
Oh man, I just read the synopsis.
Why? He's telling you right now. Why would you spoil it for yourself?
In a world where emotion does not exist, starring Kristen Stewart.
The Giver?
No, but come on. A world where emotions
Oh,
don't exist,
yeah.
starring Kristen Stewart. How perfect is that casting?
That's typecasting.
she doesn't even have
right
to
there.
act.
Yeah.
She just has to
God.
stand
They just
there.
throw her up on stage. Oh, what? Oh, you're doing great.
That's why she was cast. Made it easy for him.
Yeah. Oh man, that's brilliant. I love it.
Whatever.
It's coming out next year, guys. Look forward to that.
I still like her.
Midnight
I
premiere.
don't give a shit.
Midnight premiere.
It's going to be the 7:00 premiere.
I was just
There you
gonna
go.
say
Yeah.
7 p.m. premiere.
It's got Guy Pearce in it and Nicholas Hoult too. Freshly free from his Jennifer Lawrence. Didn't you hear about that?
No.
Oh, yeah, they're no longer a thing. Like they're not getting married or anything because apparently she likes to fist bump.
Hey,
Andrew just did a fist bump.
Andrew, so do you know the approximate cost of flights to LA?
Yeah, you can get a pretty good flight. I don't know about round trip. I don't need round
You
trip.
know, I'll say if the
Whatever.
plan goes to.
If the plane goes, I'll fly you guys down after we get hitched.
Anyway, okay.
I want to be at that wedding, not after.
Okay, fine. So after,
2 more news items. One of them's the question I wanted to ask last week, but I didn't get to.
okay,
This is exciting for me. Tarantino has confirmed that Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, will come out 2015.
Yes.
not giving a rat's ass.
What?
Kill Bills are my least favorite Tarantino movies.
They're not.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Kill Bill.
Shut your faces. Are you serious right now?
No,
I'm
not a
pretty.
fan.
I'm pretty indifferent to them. Like they don't do a whole lot for me.
I'm
either.
okay. I'll give you the second one's not that great, but the first one is
pretty bad.
amazing.
No, not the best. Not the best.
All right. So what's your last?
Yeah,
bit?
what's your?
Whatever. Okay, so this is the last Comic Con news we have. They showed Avengers: Age of Ultron footage at Comic Con, as we all know, and everyone has said that it's going to usher in a new kind of film, a whole new kind of filmmaking. 2 questions: what the hell could have possibly been shown to make people say that? What is in this movie that's going to change the way films are made?
40.
And 2, should we even be surprised it's Joss Whedon?
Not gonna be surprised because it's Joss Whedon and 40,
What's that?
not 3D. It's one step beyond it.
40.
It's like immersive experience filming.
I don't even know what that is.
I was joking, but it really does exist.
Oh.
No, like
40. Okay, with 40, and I guarantee you they didn't do this. What they do is they atmosphere the room around you. So like if it's a cold scene in a movie, they'll make the theater cold, and if it's rainy, then they'll make it really humid. And if it smells bad, then they'll introduce smells into the
But
auditorium.
they didn't do that at Comic Con, so what?
It was a fucking joke. I've said that 500 times. God damn, dude.
Sorry, it went way over my head.
I mean, surely it couldn't be the technical aspect. It's not like frames per second or anything like that, could it? I mean, because they've already done that in other stuff, and it's usually doesn't
They say
get
they're
very
not going to
good.
go beyond 60 frames per second because that's the maximum that the human eye can detect is 60 frames per
It gets
second.
so like awkwardly smooth, and it just doesn't look right. And
It has to be
I like the back to the original. Like
it's
how
going to
it
be
was.
something to where
storytelling.
you know how no matter how good the CGI of a movie is, you can always tell when it's CGI.
Yeah.
Maybe he's broken that wall to where reality is present in CGI filmmaking
I think it's a
now.
storytelling thing.
I don't see how it could be. I mean, yeah, Joss Whedon's great,
He's no Nolan though.
or
No,
Sorkin,
but
as far as
um,
writing goes, because
But
Or
okay,
Zilling, yeah.
all this they were talking about how it looks so dark and how it's gonna have a dark ending. I haven't seen a movie that's done what Game of Thrones has done for TV, where it's just like fuck what you want. This is where the story's going. You know, like he's gonna just end with a bunch of the Avengers dead. How awesome would that be? Like people would go crazy.
Well, they wouldn't show that in test footage that they showed at Comic-Con.
Well, they showed a
That's
scene
true.
apparently where Tony Stark stands up after like being, you know, in a huge fight, and like there's just bodies everywhere, and a few of them are Avengers.
It's test footage. They can film whatever they want.
That's true, but I mean, could that?
How many times have you seen test footage for movies where that test footage never would make it into the film because it's just to give you an idea of what they can do?
That's super valid. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just that has to be it. It has to be a storytelling thing.
I believe they could do something revolutionary with
so.
the story as far as for a comic book movie. So revolutionary for a comic book movie, but not for film in general. Because I mean, I feel like even this whatever they could pull out has been done in another film somewhere at some point.
Marvel,
Maybe not for Marvel, but or for
Captain
other-
America will be black, Thor will be a woman, and Iron Man's going to be made of silver.
Marvel's got this shit on lockdown. Like for the next 8 years, they've got just. They must have. Apparently, it's going to affect every movie they do from here on out.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right. So was that
That's
your,
it. No
Uh,
more speaking of.
Orlando Bloom punches Justin Bieber in the face.
I forgot. Damn it!
Everybody-
The
everybody
world
in-
rejoices.
Everybody and their mother knows about it, so that's all I'm going to say about it.
It was awesome.
Okay. Oh, and Bill Murray has been cast to star in The Jungle Book, the live action, the Jon Favreau one.
I'll pass.
Really?
I saw the animated movie. I don't want to see the live action.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
two.
not- I'm
did
not
you know there's two Jungle Book movies being filmed at the same time? They're going to compete against each other.
Isn't there 2 Tarzan movies too?
Yeah.
That
The
just
Jungle
sounds
Book.
dumb.
The Jungle Book one of them's being directed by Jon Favreau. You know, he's chef.
Iron
he did
Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
The other one's actually Andy Serkis is directing it.
I might see that.
That one's gonna be
Andy
a CGI one because
That's
that's what the guy
cool.
does.
Is
And,
this going to be like another Snow White? You remember a couple years ago they had the
The
Julia
Snow White
Roberts Snow White, and then
and
they
the
had the Snow
Huntsman.
White and the Huntsman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll see the Jon Favreau one because it has Bill Murray, Christopher Walken, Idris Elba, and
That's a good cast.
I think Scarlett Johansson's in it as well.
I'll see it.
I'll see Christopher Walken playing King Louis.
Oh my!
Hi,
Hi.
I'm an orangutan. I'm the king of the jungle. Just don't tell the tiger. All right, so that's my god awful Christopher Walken impersonation.
That is not god awful. That's pretty
So
good.
now we're going to move on to trailer talk, and we had 12 trailers, but I'm not going to list them all. So the first trailer up is Ethan Hawke's new movie Predestination. First impressions, go.
I think it looks awesome.
It looks great. I honestly, if you told me, if I watch this and you say, "Hey, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to star in this and Christopher Nolan's directing it," I would still have bought it. Like it looks like that type of movie that he
It
would
really
do.
does. Ethan Hawke. Okay, so the movie is Ethan Hawke comes across this girl, and she becomes a time cop. Like it's not time cop.
Time
This
cop.
isn't
Van Damme, you're back.
this isn't Van Damme. What did they call it in the movie? I don't remember.
Temporal agents.
Temporal agent, and they go back.
Sounds a little better than Time
They
Cop.
go back in time to stop crime before
Speak
it
for
happens.
yourself. I think Time Cop sounds awesome.
Yeah, and that's the trailer, and that's the story apparently, and it does. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's Michael and Peter Spierig. They're the guys that gave us Daybreakers.
Yeah, the vampire movie.
Another movie with Ethan Hawke and Sam Neill.
Yeah, it was good. I liked
Grant.
it. It's weird. Ethan Hawke is really hit or miss. Either his movies are just god awful, like that movie he did with Selena Gomez,
Oh,
or
yeah,
they're
the
really
one
good,
in the car.
like fucking that movie I can't think of right now.
You can't think of a good Ethan
The
Hawke.
Purge.
Apparently,
the first one.
Apparently, the second Purge is like way better than the first Purge, and I like the
I
first
don't
Purge.
believe that. Michael Bay had a hand in that one.
He just okay. Do you know what producing means?
They put money behind it. Yes,
That's
I know
exactly-
what producing means.
Yeah.
But he also has a say in what happens too.
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck that guy.
I might still see it. I don't
I'll
know.
probably wait till it comes out on DVD. I ain't gonna go out and see it. But
No, yeah, I wouldn't either.
this movie does look pretty awesome.
It does look really
It looks
good.
like Inception meets Time Cop.
The next trailer up that we're going to talk about, Mad Max Fury Road. George Miller, guy who gave us all the original Mad Maxes, he's giving us this one. Only thing is Mel Gibson is not going to be Mad Max. It will be Tom Hardy.
That's funny.
Your micro inputs to this podcast are amazing. I love it so far.
I have zero desire to see this movie.
I 100% disagree. This movie's going to be great. Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, and Rosie Huntington, whatever the Victoria's Secret chick.
From Transformers 3.
And Zoe Kravitz is in it too. I forgot about that. And Nick Holt.
Yeah. Nick Holt's in it?
Yeah, he
Man,
is.
he's in like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
In this trailer, there's all of about 2 lines of dialogue, and the rest is just action and shit blowing up and people being killed.
Yeah. My kind
Which
of
is
movie.
Mad Max, yeah.
Yeah, it's Mad Max. Just there's no water or gasoline, and that's
That's the story.
that's all the back. And it's the apocalypse. That's
So it's
the
a-
only backstory you need for Mad Max series.
It's a different kind of Book of Eli.
Mad Max was around way before Book of Eli.
I know that. I just don't
way
think
before.
I have no desire.
Oh, and it takes place in Australia.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Which they're kind of fucked down there before
Yeah.
there was water and gasoline. So.
Just walk away from the gasoline.
I don't think it's going to be that great. It'll
Alright.
probably make a bunch of money, but I won't see it.
All right, so let's see here. You can scoot the mic over more towards you because we're going to talk about Hunger Games now. What's your input? What do you think about the first trailer for the Hunger Games? The first official trailer for Hunger Games actually has dialogue and shit in it.
And not just the whistling.
All right, what do you guys think?
The third book was my least favorite,
Mine too.
easily, which makes me have a little less faith in the movie. On the other hand, the second movie was much better than the first movie, in my opinion. So maybe that makes me think that they're going in a better direction with the films. So I'm kind of torn right there. I'm not really sure. Story-wise, it's less interesting to me than the first two, but I think cinematically it could be even better than the second one.
It's Francis Lawrence directing it. He's given us some pretty good movies. You liked Water for Elephants, didn't you?
Oh, that's a good movie.
He did I Am Legend.
That's also a good movie.
Constantine. He did Constantine, and he actually did Catching Fire. And I actually like Catching
Yeah,
Fire.
I
I thought
like
it was
Catching
way
Fire
better
as
than the
well.
first movie. So I'm okay with him doing this one as well.
This movie looks awesome for multiple reasons. I like where the story's going. I haven't read the books. I don't have any desire to read the books.
Who
but
wrote the books? Was it Suzanne
Suzanne
Collins?
Collins,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. She wrote the script for this as well. I don't know how she'll do as a screenwriter, but she knows the story,
The story,
obviously.
better than anybody else.
I like it. I like where the story's going. It looks well shot. I like Jennifer Lawrence looks awesome, and Gwendolyn Christie's in this one, so I'm excited.
Who else is in this movie?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep, and who else?
Julianne Moore.
Oh God, that is almost gonna make me not see this movie. I don't care for her at all.
I don't know who Danny Strong is. He was a co-writer on this. Oh, he did Lee Daniels Butler, Pleasantville. I like Pleasantville.
Isn't that the Reese Witherspoon movie?
Yeah.
That actually was pretty good. I liked it.
And Seabiscuit.
No.
So
not
he's
the
all
best.
about these kind of movies, you can tell. Next
Whatever.
movie up, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's talk about Tusk. Kevin Smith got really high one
All right,
day.
real
He
quick,
watched
I'm gonna leave
Human
the room, and you guys can talk about this movie, and I'll come back when you're done.
This
Yeah.
looks ridiculous.
Ridiculously awesome,
Oh,
I think is what you mean.
No.
Kevin Smith gets high one day, then he watches Human Centipede, and is like, I could do that. Except my animal is going to be a fat ass walrus that he's going to turn a podcaster into.
Yeah, so what Justin Long?
Justin Long.
Yeah, just
Justin Long.
okay. I want
a
to see if
fat
you guys.
Haley Joel Osment.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you guys realize that the really fat guy in that was Haley Joe
Yes.
Osment? Okay,
I
And
did not.
yeah, that guy got fat as
I
shit.
just-
Okay, this
I
is
don't-
this is the legitimate description of the movie on IMDb. A man is captured by a maniac and tortured physically and mentally into becoming a walrus.
Yeah, he's tortured mentally into becoming a walrus.
I like Kevin Smith for the most part, but I just got when I saw this, I was WTF.
It's so random, like, and especially in the beginning of the trailer. There's some kind of funny parts, where Justin Long's making fun of the Canadian girls, Oh, it's a boot 2 hours, and that is kind of fun. You're like, oh, it might be kind of, a weird, kind of trippy, funny thing. And then it turns out he's going to turn him into a walrus, and you're like, okay.
You guys were sitting far away from the screen, so I'm sure you guys didn't notice this. But in the background, for 2 seconds, you can see Harley Mortenstein, the guy from Epic Mealtime.
Oh yeah, he's in this movie, isn't he?
He was in it for a split second. He looked like he was a cop or something, or a border patrol, something like that, to get into Canada. He's Canadian. That's where Epic Mealtime is filmed and stuff. So
Yeah.
I saw him. Like, is that really? Oh, it is Harley. That's cool. That guy is all really funny. He was just on At Midnight.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
I like Kevin Smith. I do.
I like some of his
He makes
movies.
decent comedies. Decent. Not great, but decent. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back's awesome.
No.
But why is he trying to make horror movies all of a sudden? Red State was great. Like, I thought it was pretty good, but this doesn't... Why? I don't... What?
Just real quick about Kevin Smith. Did you watch his Comic-Con panel about Star Wars?
I did. I watched the story he told about.
Yeah, yeah.
That was it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. He pretty much talked about he got to go on the set of Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah.
And he actually got to walk onto the Millennium Falcon, and he said he was like
They
transported back
said
to when he was 7 years old.
That's
I
crazy.
thought he said it wasn't the Millennium Falcon. It was something else.
Really?
Like, it was a ship that looks like the Millennium Falcon, but it's not the Millennium Falcon.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Real fast, because she likes to pull up trivia all the time. You know, at the end of the trailer, it had the hashtag Walrus Yes. Did you guys notice that?
No,
Is
I
that
didn't
like
care at that
is that
point.
something like if you want him to be turned into a walrus, you tag
Well,
hashtag walrus? Yes.
Apparently, Kevin Smith came out and said this was like a hypothetical story that he wanted to make, and to all his followers on Twitter, if you want to see this be made into a movie, hashtag Walrus Yes. If you don't,
Really?
hashtag Walrus No. And apparently, the vast majority of people said Walrus Yes, so that's why this movie
How
exists
many
now.
people said that?
No idea.
If I would've
All
known-
of those people
Should be
need
shot.
need to have.
If
be
I
examined.
if I known about it, I would have hashtagged walrus.
Yes, yeah, because it's too good to pass up.
Did you ever watch Human Centipede?
Yes.
Okay,
No.
and you're smiling when you say
I've
it. So
seen the
it's
South Park
it's a
episode.
novelty.
The human
Okay.
centipede.
Human centipede. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say right now. I'm
Alright.
lost for words.
Well, then I'll put some words in your mouth because now we're going to talk about the Battle of Five Armies.
Yes.
All right. So, were you guys a fan of how Desolation ended?
I loved it.
I
wish
was too.
more
I was
movies
completely
would
fine
end that
with it.
way.
Everybody I talked to besides you guys hated the ending too. I'm like, it
That
sets it
blows
up.
my mind.
Honestly, if that was the last movie, I'd be pissed. But the fact that you know there's going to be another one, it's the perfect setup.
Because
Yeah.
they want it to be contained within a movie.
Yeah.
They want it to have a definite ending before it goes to the next one. This is why I wish more people would do this for movies that are going to continue in, or even TV shows that are going to continue into another season. It's so great because it leaves you with that holy shit. I
Yeah.
want to watch more. I just don't. I really wish they would.
Yeah, it has the song Pippin sings in Return of the King.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a really good song, and it really sets that dark tone to what this movie is going to be about. I think it's going to be on par with Return of the King, just a big ass battle,
Yeah,
super
It
sweet
looks
action.
way cool.
It looks much more epic in size than the first two Hobbit movies.
All
for
I'm going to
sure.
say is I hope it only has one ending, which your Return of the King had like seven endings.
I'm sad again because now there's definitely no more Lord of the Rings movies.
No, this will
This
be
is it.
it. Unless Peter Jackson takes it upon himself. I hope he doesn't to just make shit up.
Unless he decides to make the Silmarillion, which he
Silmarillion,
couldn't do.
No,
That'd have to be a TV show.
that's like a something on Travel Channel or something.
Oh, it's so
and
great.
here we
If you've
have
ever
the
read it.
Shire.
You say there'll be no more, but you know, in probably approximately 20 years, some jackass is going to come along and remake these movies.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You know somebody's going to try it.
Yeah.
I will hate it, but
Shut
someone will
up.
try it.
We're not thinking
Oh.
about that. You know what? Okay, this is apart from the. But somebody asked when the last Harry Potter movie came out. Somebody asked Daniel Radcliffe if he would play Dumbledore when they reboot the series. Why?
Wow.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah. Like let it be. Yeah, like let it rest. Like it's done. It's over.
Let it go.
I
Let it
put
go.
this with like, okay, say like Tolkien put out Lord of the Rings back in the 40s,
Yeah, I remember that.
and and somebody 20 years later wanted to rewrite his books. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Just stop. Just fucking stop. That's
Do
my
you
rage rant.
think this will be the best of the Hobbit trilogy?
It's gonna be better than the first one?
I know that's a lot to ask
the
from just
second
one
is
trailer.
so good. I loved the second one. So yeah, I think it's gonna be the best one. It looks great.
Do you think it'll be the best of the 6 films?
No,
No.
because Return of the King still holds a place in my heart.
Do you think there's a chance though?
Oh, it's possible, sure, but
I know
Return
there's
of
a
the
lot
King
of
is still my
hypotheticals
favorite
for one trailer to come out, but
I still put this trilogy too as one movie.
Yeah. For me, it has the potential to be the best of this particular trilogy, but I don't think, even from what I've saw, I don't think it has what it takes to beat out Return
It
of the
still
King.
blows my mind that you
book
guys
fans
think,
won't think it will be because this is all you guys have all read the book, The Hobbit?
Oh shit!
A long ass time
like
ago.
a decade ago.
Okay, but you know,
News
Bilbo
alert.
was
I've never read The Hobbit.
what?
I tried to read it. Dude, listen, hold on. I got 100 pages in. I'm like, I can't read this shit. Because everything else that Tolkien wrote, which I've read, is like super detailed and got all like in Fellowship of the Ring, they spend 40 pages at Tom Bombadil's house in the forest. I loved that shit. I couldn't read The Hobbit because it's like a kid's book. I couldn't do it.
Well, for this film, Bilbo's pretty much unconscious for the whole battle, so Peter Jackson's going to have to take it upon himself to make everything up.
Yeah.
So book
Yeah,
fans
it
are not
looks
going to be a
awesome.
fan of that.
Well, there's I have okay, this is nerd alert. I have an encyclopedia at home. It's about 1,200 pages of front to back. It's literally an encyclopedia.
Did you get
Dictionaries-
it before or after you got married?
Oh, it's way before.
Did you hide it from your wife?
No,
so
she knows.
didn't.
She knows I have it.
Okay.
But it's about 1,200 pages thick, and it's literally like a dictionary where it's A to Z of every character, location, event, thing, and I read it about 4 times. So there's plenty of stuff out there for him to draw from, and it's a great book. By the way, read it. It's fucking awesome.
All right.
Nerd alert.
So after this, I think we're obviously all most likely going to see it. The 7 p.m. show. Can't say. I just want to say.
I'll be there.
I'll just say start saying premiere now because
Yeah.
I guess that's what we'll refer to it as because it's not midnight premiere anymore.
I think this is just a way for them to get more people to come out for the premiere because
Yeah.
if you have it at midnight, a lot of people won't go simply because, man, I gotta be at work at 7. I can't stay up that late. Whereas if you have it at 7, you're gonna get a lot more people to go.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing we're going to talk about, it's not really a trailer. It's test footage, but I have to talk about the Deadpool test footage that came out. It's so good. Oh,
It's
man.
getting so much, like, the internet's blowing up over it.
And I hope Fox. I think the reason they leaked it is just to see how people would react to it. And I have not
Exactly.
heard a single person hate on it yet.
Yeah.
Make this R-rated Deadpool movie, Fox. If you don't...
I think they're going to.
I
Yeah.
mean, based on the test footage, if they stick in that vein, it has to be R.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the reaction it's getting and how many millions of people have seen the footage and gone, oh my god, that looks awesome. Ryan Reynolds might actually get it made. And I hope they can't recast him. It has to be Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, he
Yeah.
wants to do it. Everyone wants him to do it.
Yeah.
They already have test footage and a script, for fuck's sake. They've already got the movie halfway made. Just make it.
Tim Miller, he's directing it. He was I forget what film it was. He was nominated for Best Short. I'll look it up real quick. Best Short, Go for Broke. It came out in 2005, and yeah, pretty much the test footage is 2 minutes of Deadpool being Deadpool, breaking the fourth wall, making smartass remarks. Then he jumps into an SUV full of Van Damme lookalikes, and he kills them all.
It looks awesome.
It looks so.
It looks great.
Oh, it looks too good. All right, so will that finish up for trailer talk?
I believe so.
I think so.
All right, so now we're gonna go balls deep on Steven Spielberg.
Balls deep, working title.
All right, start with Zach, then we'll go to me, and then Austin finish it up,
All right.
and then we'll
so-
all talk about just our one final pick.
Our one final pick. Well, I think we're all going to pick the same one. But for my first one, I picked Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Richard Dreyfuss. It's really... I haven't seen it in forever, but it's half of...
Oh no, that was the Hunger Games. Well,
yeah,
so
that sound oddly similar.
it is very similar.
I 3/4 of me loves this movie because I saw it when I was a kid, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's about aliens and stuff. And then the other half of me likes it because I can say Close Encounters of the Turd Kind.
Mother of God, dude,
I
grow
know.
up.
I know. I'm 5. Anyway, but no, it's a really good movie. I like Richard Dreyfuss a lot, and this was, I think, put Spielberg on the map because this is one of his really first big movies.
Yeah.
So that was my first one, and then my next one, if I can fucking find it, is not Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Twilight Zone. I didn't know he did Twilight Zone. I've seen Twilight Zone about 4 times, and I didn't know he ever did that. It's a great movie. It's like the classic sci-fi.
You're talking about the one with Dan Aykroyd, right?
Yeah, it came out in 1983. It's only got a 6.5, but I really don't care because it's still great. But it's got him and Albert Brooks in it. And,
There was a crap ton of people that directed that movie. It was like him, George Miller.
yeah.
I'll look it up
I
real quick.
almost didn't pick him because of that, but the movie's so good that it still holds up now, even the way it was made. So I thought it was worthy.
Yeah, so you had Steven Spielberg, George Miller, who we just talked about, made Mad Max, John Landis, and then Joe Dante.
Yeah. Well, it's good. If you haven't seen it, then you're crazy.
Yeah. Albert Brooks is in it.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
I didn't pick any of the Indiana Jones movies because they suck.
Well, fret not because they're coming up. I'm gonna.
And what was my last one? I don't even remember.
Come on, brother. You gotta have this shit written down.
I had it written down at one time.
All right. Well, I'll talk about.
You talk
this.
about yours and I'll find mine.
All right. Well, the first one I'm gonna talk about.
Lincoln.
Okay, we'll talk about Lincoln.
It was Lincoln. Steven Spielberg, for me, he's like half and half. Half his movies I don't care for, and the other. This was probably my favorite of the ones I've seen.
Of all of his movies?
Besides Schindler's List.
No.
It's a great movie. What can you say? It's got Daniel Day-Lewis in it.
Okay, it's one of his best movies, but it's not his best movie. Because you know what his best movie of all time is? Munich.
That is a great movie.
I'm the only person in the
It's
world that's going to
probably
say
better.
that.
It's better than Lincoln.
It was one of the movies I saw 2005. Did I list it as my favorite movie of 2005?
You
I
did.
believe you did, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a reason. It's because it has Eric Bana and Daniel Craig in it, and Claren. How do you say his name? Claren Hines. He's the king beyond the wall in Game of Thrones.
Oh, I always say Syrian Hines.
All right. Well, that sounds a lot better than Claren Hines. Syrian Hines. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's probably wrong, but that's the way I say
Those
it.
don't sound anything alike, by the way.
All right. For those of you who don't know what Munich's about, was it 1965?
I thought it was 72.
Okay, 72. Let's see. I remember it was the Munich Olympics.
Right.
And it was whenever the Black September terrorist group kidnapped and murdered the Israeli Olympic team. Like, the entire team. They killed them all. Really sad story, but that was the beginning of the Mossad, wasn't it? Where the Israeli government said, we're going to train the deadliest people in the world to
Yeah, they're
go.
just like, oh, fuck
And they
this
weren't
shit.
kidding.
Yeah, no.
No, they went.
As evidence today, I mean.
Oh, yeah, they're still, like, the elite assassins of the world.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig as a Mossad agent, along with Eric Bana and the King Beyond the Wall.
I like how you just call him the King Beyond the Wall. That makes me happy.
Yeah. But, yeah, I remember when I first saw this movie in theaters, and it blew my mind how awesome it was. Have you guys both seen it?
I do.
Yeah, I liked
Okay.
it.
The best scene of that whole movie is whenever they go to kill the woman on her boat, and they didn't bring guns. They just brought those stick things.
Yeah.
They just punch the back of the stick, and then it, like, shoots the bullet at her. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You're looking at me like you don't remember
No,
that
I
scene.
remember it now. I hadn't seen it, but the once, like, 2.5 years ago, and I just remembered that scene. That scene's hardcore.
Yeah. And so many good people in that movie. Jeffrey Rush was in it. And
Yeah, he practically got every awesome cast member he possibly could.
All right. So I'm going to cheat because my next movie is actually 3 movies. It's the Indiana Jones trilogy. You know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. The best of all 3 of them is Last Crusade.
Last Crusade's really good. And then I'd probably say Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom was good, but it's probably my least favorite.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm same order as you.
Not the best.
Okay, you brought those back. I saw you brought those DVD set. Did you watch any of them?
No.
Oh my god, you're such an asshole.
Dude, I'm sorry. It doesn't appeal to me at all. I think it would just be 2.5 hours of my life I'd never get back.
No, god. I don't see how you can do a podcast about movies.
Oh, please. I'm not going to like every...
It doesn't matter if you like it. You have to at least watch it, though.
Okay, I'll tell you. I tried to watch it, and then I turned it off.
No, that doesn't count.
Couldn't do it. I'm sorry. The way it is, man. If it doesn't pull me in, I'm not going to watch it.
Well, the last movie I'm going to talk about is Jurassic Park, which I've talked about Jurassic Park I don't know how many times on this podcast, saying it's one of my favorite Spielberg movies. So I'm just going to say ditto to everything I've already said. So I'm just going to pass it over to Austin so he can list his 3. Oh, yeah. And an honorable mention to Saving Private Ryan.
All right. So earlier, Zach, you said Close Encounters of the Third Kind as being kind of his, like, kind of big come out.
Wasn't that it?
I would say my first one on the list is, and that's Jaws.
Jaws did come out before that.
Yeah, 2
My
years
bad.
before.
My bad.
I picked this one because it's basically the classic hero's journey. It's the most like prototypical storyline Obviously, if you haven't seen this, I have nothing for you because it's been out for almost 40 years, and everyone should have seen Jaws by this point.
I'd say
That's like not seeing Indiana Jones.
whatever. I've seen Jaws. Jaws is great. I think after a month, you can just stop doing the spoiler alert, because if you haven't seen something a month after it's been out, that's your own fucking fault.
No. It's a lot longer than that. For TV shows, you have to wait till the next season starts. And for movies, you have to. Yes.
No.
Yes.
If a season ends and 2 months later you still haven't seen it, that's your fucking fault.
Nope.
I can talk about. I want to spoil Sons of Anarchy so bad right now.
Anyway, giant shark terrorizing a beach full of
it's great.
people, and it's great. They try to hunt down the shark.
Fun fact here's a trivia thing for you. I'm stepping on your realm over here, Kelsey, but did you know the shark actually had a name?
Bruce?
That's what they named the
Bruce?
shark in Finding Nemo.
Yep.
Oh no.
In Finding Nemo, they named the great white Bruce. They named it after the shark in Jaws.
Yeah, I know, but when you say Bruce, I can only think of the guy from Family Guy.
Hello, Bruce.
The scene where Hooper, Quint, and Brody are all down in the cabin on the boat, and they're talking about their scars and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's completely all non-scripted. It's all improv.
Didn't Spielberg see sea captains and they were doing that? He's like, that's going in the movie.
It was Richard Dreyfuss. He was talking about one of the scars he had on his arm.
Oh, really?
Just like that he'd gotten doing something, and he's like, I like it. Like, let's put that in the movie.
Another fun fact,
really cool.
the most famous line from that entire movie, we're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Not in the script.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Richard Dreyfuss doing now? Like, he was.
Isn't he dead?
Is he dead?
I have no idea.
He was in the most recent. No, that was Dustin Hoffman that did the last Fockers movie, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was in some good stuff up until like
Oh,
94.
Dreyfuss. I was thinking of Roy Scheider. Oh, Dreyfuss, he's only 66, but he looks like he's 90 years old. Wasn't he in the Piranha movie or something?
I don't.
I never
know.
saw that, so I have no idea.
I think he was. He was in a couple episodes of Weeds.
Sharknado.
Wasn't he in those Red movies?
Might have been with
Oh,
Bruce
with
Willis.
Bruce.
And...
I don't think he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He
was
was
he?
in those.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
And he was in Piranha 3D. And it looks like the last movie that came out that he did was called Squatters. I don't know. I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
All right.
All right, my second movie on this list is also an oldie, but a goodie from my childhood. I've seen it probably 20 times. That would be E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Elliot.
What can you say?
Yeah, Drew
It's a
Barrymore.
classic.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah,
wasn't that
before
her
she got
first
all
movie?
coked out.
Young, yeah.
Henry Thomas, he was in Gangs of New York. So good for him.
Yeah.
He's actually still acting.
You know, Drew,
Has an incredibly high Metascore, by the way.
It's like, what, 93?
94.
94?
Jesus.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I was just guessing. So,
I
yay
watched
me.
the thing about Drew Barrymore a while back.
Mm-hmm.
All the shit she went through when she was 8, when she filmed that, to when she was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's some fucked up
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
no, she did some crazy shit.
There was a really cool story about Henry Thomas whenever he did his audition for this movie. Did you ever? It's on YouTube.
Mm-mm.
You can watch Henry Thomas's audition for the movie. There were 50 kids in the waiting room, and Henry Thomas was the first one in to go audition for the movie. They recorded his audition, and it was so good that Spielberg was in the room. He goes, "Congrats, kid, you got the job." And he sent everybody else home because
That's
he
awesome.
knew after Henry Thomas, this is the kid we need.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's got to make him feel good. He's the first one up, and he gets picked. I mean,
You should
shit.
go on YouTube and watch his audition tape. It's on par with like some of the best performances ever. And it was just an audition reel.
You know, that's really a fun thing to do, is go to YouTube and watch audition reels. Because
Yeah.
some of them are obviously not great, but some of them are really good. And you
It's
see why they got the part.
it's the same thing with Hugh Laurie whenever he auditioned to be House.
Yeah.
He was the only audition they took. He's like, here, he was what was the desert? Was it Flight of the Phoenix or?
Yeah.
He was doing Sahara, and he's like, hey, I hear you're going to be doing this show. Can I just send you in a tape before the auditions and you can watch it since I won't be around to do the audition? Like, yeah, sure, send it. He sent in his tape. They didn't even do any auditions after that. They're like, okay, you're the guy.
They kind of did that with Pedro Pascal, where he was the first one for Oberyn, and he was the one they cast. They didn't do anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
My-
E.T. God,
Yeah.
can't
Great.
say enough good
It's a
things
great
about it.
movie. It really is.
My last one, and it's one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies, and that is Catch Me If You Can.
It's
so
so
good.
good.
A much later movie, 2005, I think it is. Is that right?
It was up for a bunch of awards. Didn't win any, I don't think,
Yeah,
but it was really good.
Knock knock.
2002. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
For those of you who don't know what this movie is about, it's actually based on a true story. Frank Abagnale. He's basically a con man back in
Frank Abagnale
Jr. Yes, his father, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. His father, played by Christopher Walken.
My son bought me a Cadillac.
But yeah, he's a con man who basically frauds Pan Am Airways out of a bunch of fucking money.
That was his big. That was the
his
big thing.
one. Yeah.
It was apparently he was so good at it that if he would have stopped at one time, they never would have caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Now he works for the FBI.
Yeah, he does.
and Tom Hanks plays the agent who tries to track him down and is always a step behind. It seems.
Yeah.
Great movie.
So let's see.
good.
The first thing he does is he impersonates. The first thing he did, he impersonated who? Or was he just making blank checks from?
Didn't he? He impersonated a doctor.
No, that was one of the last things he did.
Oh, was it?
I know he impersonated an FBI agent. He impersonated a pilot. He impersonated a doctor.
I
for the
love
longest
how
time,
he did the pilot.
For the longest time, he was doing the pilot.
The pilot was his big one.
He was cashing in Pan Am checks.
Yeah,
they were so good that they were pretty much authentic. He used the right paper and everything.
Yeah.
That part where he needs to fly, I think it's to Europe, and he has to get through airport security. And he just has the gaggle of women with him.
Yeah.
And it works like to perfection. So good.
Isn't that where they're coming to the airport and they're actually waiting for him in the airport?
Yeah.
And they all just keep looking at the girls.
At
that
the
he
girls,
just
they
walks-
don't even notice him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That was
awesome.
really good.
Yeah. Spielberg, you did it again, you son of a bitch.
I would have picked what else came out that year because man, it had to have been something good for that movie to not win.
I'm not sure.
2007 or
2002.
2002,
Oh, Lord, that was the second Lord of the Rings that came out that year.
and that didn't win.
No,
Let's see, he was only nominated for 2 Oscars. It was supporting actor and original score. It wasn't even nominated for Best
I thought
Picture.
It was Best Picture. Okay,
No.
well, never mind.
No,
It got a Golden Globe nomination for Best Picture.
did it? Okay,
Okay,
for a comedy.
Drama.
Drama?
It's
Really?
a great
Yeah.
movie.
Okay, so our last film. We're just going to mention it since we talked about it last week. Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie. Actually, that's probably his best in my opinion.
I still think Munich's better.
Really?
All of his movies that deal with like the persecution of the Jewish people, Munich's, Schindler's List, E.T., they're just all the best movies that he's done.
E.T. deals with the oppression of Jewish people.
It's a metaphor.
Okay.
Yeah.
all
No,
right.
it is. If you look it up, it's like a pretty
Oh, okay,
direct
well,
metaphor.
I haven't seen the movie in years, so I was taken aback by that.
Yeah. All right. So, do you guys want to try out this? I found a new format I wanted to just try out for IMDb idiots. What we're going to do is everybody actually gets to use IMDb to try to find out the movie that I'm describing before the others do. But if they guess wrong, then they're out.
I like this.
All right. So I'm going to find a movie really quick so you guys can banter among yourselves while I just try and find a movie real quick.
Suck it. That's my witty banter for this round.
I don't even need this.
Kelsey, why don't you tell us how your first podcast is going so far?
Well, I just realized that every comment I've made was about some hot guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
That's cool. It's cool.
Does this bring back memories of transporting nights when this is all we did?
Yes.
Pretty much. No, see, you wouldn't be apologizing if you listened to any of our other podcasts.
This is true. I've only heard one of them.
It's probably pretty even on the addressing
Oh yeah.
attractive co-eds.
Yeah.
Okay, and the way that this works is it does not have to be a film that's in IMDb's top 250. It can be any movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
So that's another thing about this.
All right.
All right. So here's a movie.
Are we going to 3? 2 out of 3?
The first two, three. First two, three.
First to 3. Okay, I like it.
And you two are not a team. You're competing against each other. So,
All right.
are you ready?
Bring it.
I was born ready.
This movie came out 1998.
Okay.
It has a 7.6 on IMDb.
So it's not top 250.
Not a top 250. This movie stars
Ready to type.
Nick Nolte.
Shit, I might
Thin
actually...
Red Line.
Yes.
Boom.
Did you find it on there?
Yep.
All right.
I might actually need to use this.
You were trying to do it off the top of your
I
head?
was.
Are you kidding me?
That was very impressive if you got it. Then.
Yeah, really. That's... Yeah.
I forgot about... I haven't seen that movie.
All right, guys, I've got one. I'm probably done for the night.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it Hercules starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Damn it.
You know what kills me is that movie is not great, apparently, according to reviews.
Yeah.
It's getting
And
mixed
you-
reviews.
And you get these commercials for it that say, critics agree. Hercules starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson is epic. Is a fun thrill ride.
Yeah.
A summer movie you'll want to see. Who's saying that?
Yeah. I saw one review of it. Apparently, every like epic scene that they're talking about, you literally see in the trailer.
Oh, really?
Like, all the cool stuff he does is actually just like the way they have it set up is he actually didn't do any of that, and he's not really a god or half god in the movie. He's just like a random guy, and all these are just the legends that get told about him. He's really just like a random like regular guy.
Okay, see, I like that, taking that tact with it, but don't start Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
All right, here's the next movie. And I think this one's actually, yeah, it is on IMDb's top 250. It has an 8.5 on IMDb.
So this might be easier to figure out the.
This movie came out in 1979. I'm going to count down from 10, give you guys a second.
What's its rating?
8.5.
Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
Fuck this game.
So basically, I'm just really good at searching for stuff on IMDb.
Yeah.
Is what all this means.
All right. Oh, I got one that just popped into my head, and I'm going to use it.
Hey guys, one more and I win.
Yep. You ready?
Totally.
I was...
All right, here we go. This movie came out in 1999. Has a 6.6 on IMDb.
Fight Club.
No. You're out.
It was a joke.
No.
It was a joke.
All right, so...
I'll allow it.
All right,
Because the idea of Feigl having 6.6 is a joke.
yeah. Directed, or it's written by Michael Crichton. Came out in 1999.
Damn it, it's not the movie I wanted it to be.
Came out what year?
1999.
Oh, shit snacks.
The 13th Warrior.
Yep.
I was just about to say that.
Well, I win, guys.
Yeah.
I actually just watched that not too long ago because you lent it
Fuck
to
this
me.
game. No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a good movie. I really like that movie.
What do you guys think of the new format?
I hate it.
I love it.
All right.
Austin's not allowed to
Austin's, this is like one of the only times you've won.
I know this is only the second time I've won.
Nice. All right. So is that going to do it for See It Podcast episode 22?
I believe so.
Nothing anybody wants to add at the end of this?
Kelsey, anything? No. Okay.
No? All right.
It's hot, but
Oh,
other than
he's
that,
not okay.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in with us this week. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can find us at C_it_podcast. You can find us on YouTube at /See It Podcast. Find us on Facebook at /the See It Podcast. And you can find us on iTunes in the link below. Everybody, we'll catch you next time on episode 23 when we try not to fuck that one up. Peace out.
See you guys later.
Bye.